So I think this is finally the first part of this. As you can see right here. However, this order was interesting because I think it was one I brought out to Drake in, was it last month or 2 months ago? But I am not confused, but it's just kind of weird that it was these ones that got released first and not the other one that was expected. Also, it's because Ryken is still waiting for Collectibles to send him a shipping label for his to return Bujin, because they accidentally sent him that instead of the Garo Pen. So as you can see from here, we have our what Bandai China did, to which they re-released. They're releasing the VCNX forms, but as individual releases. So I think they first did this technically with Arc 01? Yeah. The Arc 01 Progress Key and such. But then they eventually did it with the Gates Majesty Right Watch. And then when I heard that they were doing it with first the Prime Rogue full bottle, obviously I jumped onto that. But then especially with these two things, I jumped onto it because obviously, if you know, Build was a really hard toy line to buy into. And again, it's not in the best condition. But obviously, if you know, I still have yet to get the Genius full bottle, to which hopefully I can obtain the super best version. I don't remember if it's already out already or if it's getting released soon. But basically, if I can get my hands on the super best version of the Genius full bottle, I'll be fulfilled. I still need the full Rapid Tank full bottle, but I have to get that thing loose just because I don't like the release method that they did go with. Because I do not want to get another... I do not need another hazard trigger. And I did secure the super best Blizzard Knuckle, but I got the Chinese release, so I'll get that from 2 months from now. But I'm surprised these ones actually did come out when they were supposed to, because Collectibles did state that they were coming out in June. It's the 21st right now. I don't know about Prime Rogue. Prime Rogue was also supposed to be this month. But yeah, like, again, I'm glad that I did secure these, just because for the longest time, getting these two especially was obviously difficult, just because it's Build. And luckily the box is the same. What the heck? Oh, the box is the same. It's just that obviously they replaced all the labels and such. And that's such a tiny window. Why? But yeah, again, I'm not gonna open these until I get all the build stuff I need. And I still need to get the Killbus Spider and the final full bottle set. Just because I just haven't. Yeah, so it seems like with Grease Perfect Kingdom, it's all the same picture. But I think this one they did a better job at like covering everything as opposed to what they did with that one. Because this one at least is like a standard premium box, even though again these were DVD packings. And I know that's technically like the unfortunate thing that I didn't get the Blu-rays, but it's just like, oh well. I personally, I think I'm kind of phasing out getting these things fully, just because it's just like genuinely I don't know how much more I can keep just pre-ordering the Blu-rays, and like I don't know how much longer I can keep doing these kind of DVD or Blu-ray pack and stuff, just because it's like, you know, obviously they're costly and such. Like obviously I think I started thinking about this since the King Ulger VSNX because I still have yet to pre-order the King Ulger, the Dawn Crown Lance. I think that's what it's called. The Dawn Crown. Yeah, I think it is just the Dawn Crown Lance, even though there's no lance. Because I don't think I'm getting the Gabari mix shooter. But that's the thing. Both of those toys are not going to do much. But I prefer, if I had to get one or the other, like, obviously, I'll get the Crown. Because that one I prefer more. Or I've always kind of preferred that one. But it's just... I don't know if I really do want to like get the Blu-ray for that one or just get it loosely, because like obviously the reason why I get these things as a full set is obviously to show off that it's a full set and such. But obviously in the actual reviews themselves, it's like very small. It's a small portion of like showing off the Blu-ray package. Actually, I think I probably started thinking about this since the Operator 20th, just because it's like, you know, I got the Gokaiger one, and it's just like, why? Like, I know it was for the Galleon Key, but it was just like, I haven't even watched the show. And, like, especially because I don't like how Hurricaneger and Operator dealt with those items, because it's like, why are you preloading it with sounds that are already programmed into the actual toy? Like I feel like it's just a really bad justification as to why you need to buy the DVD for an RA exclusive item. Which is why I'm fine with, obviously the Galleon Key was fine because those phrases were exclusive to that thing. And then, like, obviously with Deca Ranger, that one, again, fine, because that thing's a standalone toy, just like what they're doing in Fies also. And, like, O's in a way, technically. O's, they locked an entire toy behind it. The Taja spinner was an entire DVD packet. Which is so strange. But, oh well. But like obviously, like, I don't know, basically I don't know if, because we're not going to cover the Geats one here, because the Geats one would be, well, I mean, we might open it here, but like we're not going to actually open it. But like I feel like Yamato Awakening might be the last one I will probably buy, or is probably the last one that I'm actually going to get as like a full package. But my issue is that that's going to be, it's going to, the way, because we know how big Bujin Sword's right here. Ow. So the thing is that we know that Bujin's sword is this big. And I'm not too big that potentially we're gonna have to deal with another Metzbel Jinrai situation. Because the only one I thought was like always justified was the Don Zenkai Boyd. But it's like, I don't know. like obviously for the Ryder V-Snexes, I did it for the sake of obviously owning the music and such. So like yeah, like obviously the takeaway is that I get to own Dangerously and creators. I just hope Gotcha doesn't go this route, but they will obviously because they need to find a way to obviously justify. Because they can't just release cards, obviously. Like obviously there will probably be cards released, but like they obviously can't just do cards because that would be too simple for people. Or not for people. That would be too simple on them. They obviously want to blow up the price. So we're most likely getting another attachment, and I hope it's just the one. Especially because Ryder no longer does 2 V-Snexes because the Sentai versus movies take over the other one and such. Because I know Zreiken still wants to get God Maximum Mighty X, because I forgot X8 also technically only had one. And I technically, well, I need Sin Spectre, but luckily Sin Spectre is actually kind of cheap. The Drive ones, I'm still, like, I probably should get, but but you know, at least now we got build from, we have it from build to, we have build Geo01, Saber and Revice. But again, Saber and Revice, well, I mean, with those 2 series, they actually double, like, they actually made the value worth it. Because again, like, build through, no, I guess it was really just, no, it was Gaim, Drive, and Build. Those are the 3 series that they like had an item at the beginning and had an item at the end. But I think it's honestly also just because I don't like the notion that for some reason, basically, because if the gimmick item that they're packing in is more extravagant, they have to push the release for it. Because I find it infuriating that things like Metzbo Jinrai still and Propulsion Rage had to get pushed to June or July. I think Metzbo Jinrai was also a July release. I don't get it. What's the point? like I don't care at that point. Like, you should have put this thing out 2 months ago. Also, so then it's more convenient for me, because I literally have to basically wait last minute for Propulsion Rage to release, so then I can finally open up Doom's Geats and then quickly film the videos for those. Because like I said before, like I think I've already said, like, Geats is August. So it's just not convenient for me. Or the inconvenience is there. Why is there an extra character for the henshin? Is this there for significance? That is interesting. But I also just like how how his eyes are and such. Just again, kind of wish they actually gave us more than one picture of Grease. At least Cross Level has Cross Evo, I think, only has 2, but it's at least 2, because it's the same picture up there, and then here, but then here's at least a front-facing profile. I really do like Cross Evo. Cross Evo is such a good suit. Like, honestly, both build Visa X's have really good suits. Which is why I really need to pick up the Kill the Spider and the final full bottle set to complete the Visa X stuff for build. But yeah, like, honestly, that's why I'm like kind of like in between, like, whether or not if I should really, like, for the Upper Ranger 20th, for example, if I should really actually spend the full amount just to get it, or if I should just get the faceplate by itself. Because I know the faceplate is like $40, and like, I don't think it's worth it. But because I had to accommodate for the fact that you're not paying for like the other $80 that is the Blu-ray, like, I guess I really had to accommodate for that. But at the same time, it's just like, I genuinely don't know if it's worth it. because I do probably actually want to own, you know, like with like King of versus Dawn Brothers and King of versus Curator, I probably would want to own those physically, or just own those, because it is the 30th Versus movie, and just because of, you know, the interesting gimmick it had and such. I don't know if it actually does come with the photo book. If it does, like, I'll probably jump onto it, but I assume it will, because the last few have. But I don't know if it's the thing. I don't know if they're going to do the thing of where it's going to be a different photo book depending on which one you buy, because I'm not going to be surprised if they do that. That's basically K-pop album logic. Where they're like, oh, you have to buy both of these things, besides for the fact that, like, because it's going to be the thing where it's the same disc, but it's like, oh, you get a different toy and you get a different photo book. That is literally K-pop album logic. Because obviously they do the same thing of where, like, obviously they do the same thing of where obviously the disc is the same, but everything else is different. But in this case, it's not worth it, because I think they're both $120 a piece, and it's not worth it. I'd rather get the Espa CD player. Because it's at least a CD player. Like, what are you gonna get out? Like, because, again, I don't want to speculate too much. Like, I'm gonna point out the Gallery Mix Shooter. Like, with that toy, I think that thing only has like 4 sounds. About you get a simple blasting sound, then you get you get the shaking sound, you get the transformation sound, you might get a different attack sound, and then you shake it again, which doesn't count, and then you get the finisher. It's like, I don't know if that's worth $40, because at least with the Dawn Crown Lance is like, first of all, it's a crown, and it's like, you know, you get the standby, the transformation. Like, yeah, technically it's the same thing. It's like you only get the transformation obviously by itself, and like when you put it on the Crown Lance, or when you put it on the Lance, obviously you might get an attack sound, but they never technically show it in the Lance. Technically, like was said. But then, like, we might only literally get the one finisher when you put it on the Lance, because like when you spin it, it's just gonna start the standby, and then you get the final attack. So like, yeah, like again, retroactively, both of these toys are not worth the prices they're technically set on because they don't carry the same qualities as their original counterparts. Because obviously, Dawn or the Ultra Crown Lance obviously had the ability to cycle between all the shoe gods, and obviously had mech combination sounds. And obviously, the Venom Mix Shooter is a really good toy. So basically, obviously, they stripped all the fun, technically what was fun of those toys, but at least like in the essence of the Don Odra or the Don Crown Lance, it carries over the essence of a Don Brothers toy, of basically the Zonglass sword, or essence of the Zonglass sword in a way. It's just that you get the bonus of having a transformation, or it's basically the Don Zenkai blade. But the Venom Mix Shooter is just, or the Gabri Mix Shooter is just not as enticing. which is why I which is why I didn't really bought. I didn't want. I knew right away I wasn't going to get both of them, but but again, I don't know if I'm going. I'm still trying to really comprehend if I really do want to pre-order those, because I really do, like, maybe later today. Like I really do want to secure a pre-order for the Dawn, or for the Dawn Change the 30th anniversary version, because it's Cocker Ranger. But other than that, like I don't know, like I don't know if I can really justify. I don't know if I can really justify getting these items in full, just because of how much Japanese media costs. And I know it's pretty hypocritical of myself, because it's like, well, you buy albums. But it's like, yeah, because like albums are literally photo books, and they're like only $20 a piece at max. At max, they're like 30, unless it's like a special limited version or something. But like obviously individually, they're like between like 15 to like 30 and such. But obviously they're that low of price because they obviously want consumers to buy all the versions of each of those copies. So then for people to either pull all the cards, to buy a certain amount, to get into a fan call or a fan meeting, or just to get their favorite member kind of thing. So it's just like, that's why that does reach to like the hundreds and such. But again, Japanese media does not make sense, because a Blu-ray by itself was like 80, or it's like 60 to $80. Like, yes, like Japanese media does a good job at jam packing it with a bunch of bonus features and such. But obviously, like logistically, sadly, not no one, if you're importing it, what is the likely chance of you actually caring for that? Because at least with me, like what I said, for me, in a way, it just allows me to actually own, because ever since X8, they've been packing in like the actual like ending themes, or ending themes, or inserts from those specific specials, or from for the Visa Nexus and such. Which is why, like, that's kind of why I was like, you know, it would be cool to actually own like these two, for example, so then I can own Cross and Perfect Triumph physically and such. Because again, I don't know why Avex just stopped. Avex just stopped releasing those songs as opposed to just basically making people wait months to just own those songs physically. Because I know because really Gaim was the last time they did that, because Drive I can't really count, because they just used pre-existing songs that were in the previous singles. So of course those already got released, or those already got released physically. But with Gaim, like they did that, like they did it properly with Zangetsu and Baron. But then when it came to Duke and Knuckle, there was like we got radio silence until the novel, or the novel, that's when they decided, oh, this is where we'll release Dance With Me. And it's like, okay. And then Ghost didn't do that either. But I think it's just because that group did eventually release that song physically by them on their own terms. So like then again, like Exit from On, they actually decided, they just decided that I guess it wasn't worth releasing the songs as singles and just simply packing them with the actual Blu-rays, which, because I feel like that has to be an Avex decision as opposed to a toy video decision. And I think you can tell these are reprints because it does acknowledge Ishinomori Productions and such, so that is interesting. I've been forgetting to state this because I was going to. It's just kind of funny that this one does state there is 52 phrases, but they don't state it for this one, so I wish there was that consistency, but other than that, I do like how almost one-to-one these are and such. Oh yeah, of course these are reprints because these had the Bandai Namco logo. So yeah, that is definitely interesting and such. I don't know why they don't. I don't know why Japan doesn't make it easier on their customers to like of putting these a part of the Super Best line. Because I think the Saber re-releases were just straight up re-releases. Because we knew about the Primitive and like Elemental Dragon re-releases that China got, but like I think Japan only got the Sword Driver and the Cross Saber. I know because I know from what I've seen from the Cross Saber, that's just the same exact box and such. Which yeah, I guess it makes sense for those series they can just repurpose those boxes, or but then like stuff like 01, for example, obviously like I think 01 makes sense. It's like 5 years since. But yeah, because then like, well, because like while I think it was up to like Saber or up to 01 where it was like fine that they released the music like physically. I think it was where it was up until Saber where it was like this is where it kind of gets muddy, because yeah, it was cool that we got Bittersweet physically, or for Saber and Revice. Yeah, it was cool that we got those songs physically, but at the same time, now they're technically incomplete because for those two Visa Nexus, they decided to put out original soundtracks, which is the first in a while. And now, technically, if you were collecting the music for those series, you still are not complete because they have not released those soundtracks physically. Which is why I was actually kind of glad that Geeks didn't have it, or Geometry Awakening did not have its own original soundtrack. And it's also just because that VSNX actually decided to use music from the show. Because I think the last few just, I don't know, VSNXs are kind of weird. Because for some reason they just forget to utilize music from the show. Or like they barely use it and just mostly replace the music from the show with stock music. Unless you're Drive and just don't have your entire soundtrack out, like don't be Drive. Avex should do that for the 10th anniversary of Drive. Release the CD box. But yeah, like, I'll be happy to own dangerously in creators physically and such. It's unfortunate that they didn't get music videos or like creators specifically. I thought creators would have, at least, especially going off of what they did were live and evil and demons. Come alive and love yourselves got music videos. But then again, those music videos I don't think ever got released physically also. Because I don't even think those music videos are even a part of like the bonus features of Live and Evil and Demons. I don't know when the next part will be. Just because that's kind of how it's been. Because Zorikin has an HLJ box because apparently he's at 0 days, even though he said it would have been fine if he was able to save it until the arc stuff. But I don't know, like, because I'm gonna assume he's gonna do a stream on that, unless he's just, oh, he will do a stream, but I don't know if he's gonna basically make it so he halts opening that until he's completely done with making all the Sotos, or if he's actually going to like kind of break that schedule and like do that just to address the time gap, because I don't know the next thing I'll be getting. Because I don't know if, like, because obviously it depends whether or not, like, oh, if are we gonna start another spectacular, or are we just going to like continue on from this? Because again, I'm just kind of waiting to see if we do get Prime Rogue in. But because I think I should at least be expecting 2 more things, but the first one has not been released yet. It's gonna be released, I think. I don't know, because I feel like it has to be. I think it'll probably be next week it'll get released. And the other one, I don't know when it will get here, because I don't even know if that's been confirmed. Well, I mean, I can just this one I can say I don't know when the Genesis driver will get here, because despite the fact that Premium Bandai US was like, oh hey, look, we finally have these in, just to make sure, just to like not make you guys to still make you guys believe that we still are holding the toys or holding the roleplay items, even though we clearly don't want to. Like, that's the same with the Dread Driver too. Because that's basically kind of holding off like Gottrad cover. Like, luckily, like Gottrad, at least I just decided to film those things like the first thing for this month. But I still need, like, I technically need to film 4 more videos, because it's the Dread Driver, Alchemist Driver unit, Legend Common Riser, and Nijigon, to which we already have the Alchemist Driver unit, Legend Common Riser, and Nijigon are in Draken's HLJ box, so it was just basically him waiting on the Dread Driver. So I don't know if I'm having anything in July, Because that's when I'm gonna assume I will finally obtain my Genesis driver. And then there's the Gabber Revolver too. I still have yet to secure the rest of the curator stuff. Because it's like, I need the caliber to do the bayonet mode for Violet because it's Yayoi. And then there's the King Gabri caliber, to which like I do genuinely want that thing, obviously. But then they put out stuff about the Gabri Revolver like 2 days ago. Like they did a Bandai Mania video, and it's like that thing seems fun, even if I don't think it's as inspiring of the item. But I don't know. It's just because the issue too is that like, it's the thing of like, I don't want to pre-order it now. I don't want Draken to have to pre-order it now, but at the same time, it's like, the fear of, well, what if the price of this thing increases because of its popularity? That's been kind of the issue of like, that's kind of the issue of obviously buying into these things. I just like, well, what if the price increases and such? And then that's why you miss out on so many things and such. Or that's why you miss out, or that's why you will have like certain gaps in your collection because for some reason X item became super increased in price for some reason, which is why build for a while was really difficult for us to complete. But luckily, again, Bandai China is coming through and actually releasing items that definitely need re-releases, and also with Bandai themselves starting to, or having already re-released some of the most prominent items in the build toy line, and plus with the Blizzard Knuckle, for example, actually fixing the toy. So it's like the Blizzard Knuckle is like the only super best item that actually is deserving of the super best name, because it actually does fix flaws of the toy instead of just being a super re-release. Because I still think it's dumb that I get why Bandai probably didn't mass retail the super best line, because I guess of the fear of clogging the shelves. But at the same time, it's inconvenient for the consumer then. Because, like, obviously, it makes sense to have things like cross build in Blizzard Knuckle to be premium because those are already premium items. But like, why do the main belts have to be premium and such? Like, I guess it's just because it is basically the entire toy line. Cause like I get, for example, they can't, like, I don't know, cause like I think them releasing the build driver and the full rabbit tank full bottle and hazard trigger set, maybe if they spread it out, it probably would have been more like feasible. Like, yeah, the again, there's the issues of like, well, if they put out the splash driver and the crocodile crack full bottle out back in retail, that's going to clog shelves. Like, yeah, I understand that fear. And like, I, again, with like the Geo stuff too, of just like, having the GQ driver and all of the ride watches clogging up shelves. Like, I understand that fear, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I think it's honestly ridiculous when main belts have to be premium. I think because I don't know why it's 01 that gets the luxury of being out in retail. Because like we know that obviously for the most of the reasons why the super best releases they chose were obviously because of items corresponding to that needed those items. So like for build, for example, that was for its 5th anniversary and such. And then like Geo obviously was for the it was also for its 5th anniversary with the Gotchard, Geats, and Revice Ride Watch set. And then 01 was for 03. But again, it's just weird that they decide to make that one retail but not build in Geo. Because I think again it would have made it a lot more easier for those for people that actually wanted those belts to actually like obtain them as opposed to having to pre-order them and then wait because at that point there's no point because you can just easily get those belts off of secondary markets. Like that's why I think it's just more ridiculous that the build driver, slash driver, and the GQ driver were premium. Like the Super S versions were premium because like why should we wait if we can just easily get the original versions for a lot cheaper off of a secondary store? And the thing too is that they didn't even because like what they technically the reboot of the Super Best line started with the Fang and Extreme Memories and the Dengaster, and then like they basically never went back and such. Like yeah, it's because the version 20 versions of those belts are still being re-released or reproduced and such, which is why I think it's just again ridiculous that like I mean it's cool they're going back to the Super Best name, but they're not up to standard with what the Super Best line originally was. They're just straight up re-releases, which is why stuff like the Blizzard Knuckle is a big deal because they actually went back to that toy and fixed it. But like everything else so far doesn't really seem to be like extravagant. Like the 01 releases again, like and like again 01 I'm just glad that those ones are at least retail so then people can actually obtain those. Like because I understand from this point they can't do that same thing they did with like what they did originally with the Super Best belts back in 2012 of being able to pack in more than what the original versions had because obviously that's going to increase costs and such. Like for example the 01 driver is already like $70, and technically for what Bandai's trying to put out is that well we are already giving you another chance to get this belt plus the 02 driver unit. That should fulfill you. But if you genuinely want more, go to Premium Bandai and pre-order the re-releases of the Memorial Keys. And also 03 because watch Outsiders. So it's just like obviously like they're not gonna be as kind to us and be like, oh, here's the double driver, but here's one that where you can actually do all the forms, or here's the O's driver, and if you here's the medals to do these 3 forms, and then buy this other medal set to do the rest. And it's just unfortunate that not even the 10th anniversary version of the O's driver has been released, because like I actually was kind of now considering probably picking that thing up, even though it's like, you know, because obviously again the CSM version will be cool, but it's just like it's just costly, and it's just like, you know, I would rather just have an O's driver that's just like to the point and such, even if it doesn't have Tamashi and such. But so it's just like you know, trying to look for the 10th anniversary one now is also impossible. So I think genuinely they should probably re-release the 10th anniversary version of the O's driver under Super Best. Unless Bandai China is actually going to come through, then yeah, I will probably go for that then. Just like what they did with the double driver. Because Bandai China is re-releasing the Ghost driver. Which, like, you know, like, good for them. But I don't need it just because obviously I already have it. Like I would like for Bandai China to release the O's driver, because I'll probably like to pick that one up. Because I saw the double driver one with the Fang memory. The box is actually pretty reminiscent of the version 20, which is interesting. It's just that they replaced obviously Cyclone Joker with Fang Joker and such. But I already missed the pre-order for that one, but it's like, yeah, it's whatever. Because I think the Fang memory is the one from the Super Best, like the recently released Super Best one, which technically means like then like, because then that'll mean if I got that, then I'll have to track down Super Best Extreme Memory. But honestly, it's just like, yeah, it would be cool to have, but like after messing with the Gaia memories, it's just like, yeah, honestly, I'm not. These things are not really as enticing personally. Because, like, you know, at least with the O's driver, like, you have, like, again, I never had a core metal, but it's like, just hearing about the fact that, like, the core metals, like, the DX core metals themselves were die cast, that's kind of interesting to hear. So, I'm kind of curious of how that would work. But then, like, I think after that, then it's like, it's just more of whatever Bandai China releases. Because I've already secured the Hyperzector, which I'm happy about. But I don't know if Bandai China will release more um, older stuff. It's almost 5. Whoops. While I'm down here, I might as well move footage up. I think I can say this now, but obviously, yeah, Zrykin is covering Gotchard. It was a last minute decision last month, just because of the fact that he felt guilty for some reason about me covering it. And basically, after him not feeling great about his what the heck happened? After him not really feeling great about his unboxing stream and basically wanting to not do them anymore after Gotcha, I was like, no, I'm not allowing that, because I don't think that's a good reason as to why you should quote unquote stop doing those things. So I'm trying to do a Gotcha stream, but I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do. But this is a box I saw in the mail. I think I know what it is. But like I didn't hear anything about it, so I assume it's means one thing, and it's surprising that it's this small then. But oh my gosh, got crushed. Yep. So it is what it is. It is Prime Rogue, which, wow, that means this thing is really tiny, but at the same time they crushed the box. But yeah, because basically I was wondering, like, I feel like it had to be one thing if I didn't know about it, or about the fact that it was coming in. So, you know, it's good to see that this finally came through, but I kind of would have liked if they came at the same time. But, you know, Zrykin still needs to get his Garoken and return his Bujin sword. Alright, so I forgot that. No wonder why my short was only 30 frames, because I forgot that. It's always like that. Because I was like, wait, I thought this was supposed to be 60, but this is a Topologicals box of something that, of things that finally got released. So, alright. So, most of this is ripened because it just happened to be like that, so it looks like they still have to ship out the other thing. But this was the first thing he obtained, which he got this back in December. But I think this is the character, what he says here, like Rhino Man from which Armor Hero series? I think it's from the first one and such, but like he just got it on the whim when we were doing pre-orders back in December. And then next up is the Neji Ranger Shoto Super Set, to which he technically shouldn't have even gotten this yet because he got the Chinese release. And the Chinese release comes out next month. So I don't know if they basically charged him for the Japanese release or they just decided to give it to him early. And last but not least is my most anticipated set. Wow, they really dropped it. Because I can grab it back here. No, it's not back there anymore. Oh wait, did it fall? No, I think I put it back, but this is the Guts Hyperkey Premium New Generation Stars set. Obviously, it's a Hyperkey set, so obviously I'm gonna like it. And just yesterday, to no one's surprise, they're doing this again with the art cubes. And I'm kind of annoyed with how they're going to do the art cubes, but hopefully, from what we know from the Arc Eye Sword, we should at least not be expecting as much sets as this, but we should be expecting an announcement every month. Because of the fact that, from what we know from the Arc Eye Sword, is that all the new generation heroes, excluding Grigio, Reboot, and Regulus, and the 6 Ultra Brothers are programmed into the sword. And obviously, oh my gosh, what the heck happened to... I was going to say, you see how curved this is, but that's because the back of it is coming off. But obviously, I'm saying 5 because we had to accommodate for the memorial set. Unless they're going to pack those in with the memorial edition, then hopefully we can get off scot-free with those. Which means I'll still say we'll at least get 5. Because I think they're going to try to give us an extra set of something that isn't pre-programmed into the sword, which means that we're just going to get generic finisher sounds. But because I would say, like, technically right now, like, they could technically, for where they're going at this, like, we could just be getting, like,
the Ultras in chronological order, as you know, the first set is 0, Ginga, Victory, and X. So you would assume the next set would be like Orb, Jeed, and Orb, Jeed, Rosso, Blue, and then set 3 would be Taiga, Titus, Fuma, and then Zet, and then 4 being Trigger, Decker, and Blazar. But since apparently there are rumors now that Blazar is gonna show up in Arc, I think they're gonna probably make the second set. They're definitely gonna push Blazar in the second set because it's unfortunate that we're not going to get any retail ultras, or like we're not going to get any ultras within the retail line. It seems we're only going to be obtaining arcs cubes for in the retail line, which is super unfortunate. And at the same time, though, I don't personally think it's worth that. I don't think it's worth it that the arc cubes, the premium arc cubes themselves, are $20 a piece. But obviously, we have to accommodate for inflation. Or like we have to accommodate for the fact that like obviously they're like 7,900 yen, the set, which is about $80. But obviously, if you accommodate to that to USD, I think that's about $6 off. So it is going to be about. It's basically going to be like $72. But I'm still going to say like basically. I think they're trying to justify it and be like, well, they're basically the same like upcharge as the premium hyper keys, because remember the hyper keys went up like by like $3 when they went to premium and such. So, and from what we know from the detail from like the layouts they put out, I do like they will include BGM tracks. I hope they're different BGM tracks than what we have gotten from the hyperkeys, to which I think is the case. I think it is just their like it's not their vocal themes, because if it was that again, that's going to be hard to justify. Because I can tell, because then I would be able to tell if it's like their like vocal themes, but all of them for like each one just says Ultraman Zero no theme or something, which I'm excited for. But then that means like I think if we get to like Blazar, for example, it might be a repeat unless they actually do give Blazar his theme, because technically he doesn't have his theme in this set. I'm at least recovering from my sickness, but I still won't be able to film Yeats probably until I don't have a throat that's acting up. But obviously I'll have to buy into it. But basically I think where I'm trying to get what this is at. Yeah, so I think it's kind of obvious that this is for sure the final Guts Hyper Key set, because of the arc cubes. I don't think there's going to be a way for them to somehow go back into the hyper keys if there was enough demand for arc, especially because it's like the arc cubes are practically that. It's just that we don't have the voice of the Guts hyper key, or the voice of the Guts Sparkland. This is the Guts Sparkland shouting like Ultraman Arc, and then like Arc. And then I don't know what his finisher is, but yeah, so this is most likely going to be our last premium set, to which I think, again, like, I mean, I think it's cool that we have a final set, but like, I personally, as of now, I was more content with the last set. This one is just more of like, okay, like, you know, it's cool that they are doing it at least. Like, this one still does the things of, like, okay, here, we're finally doing things that people wanted and such, but Yeah, so they didn't send me my Telvimaga art cube. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that'll come in later just because we did order that. Well, I mean, we ordered that at the same time. But Striken still has yet to receive anything about his Garoken. So I'm confused with this current shipment. Oops. That won't show some of these, but this top one, I know what it is. I don't know what this bottom one is. I think I know what it is. I think I can assume what it is. This one has Gokaiger tape. This one has it at the bottom, but not the top. If this one's what I think it is, I'm definitely gonna have to ask Striken because I don't recall what payment he did for that one then. This one, technically I'm confused as to why. I don't think I cut anything, but I'm confused. I mean, I technically shouldn't be confused as to why this one came in separately. Again, I just decided to do this one as its own thing as opposed to, oh no wonder why. As opposed to getting off Amazon Japan, I thought it would have been more reliable. It technically would have been the same price. But here's our first of the ARC stuff. Oops. So this is really warm first of all, but this is the Ultraman ARC Cube Telvimaga version, to which seems to be already opened. That's kind of unfortunate, but obviously we will hold off until we actually do get the ARC stuff here. And this is the first for me of actually getting a Telvimaga magazine, because everything I've been getting was either Super Telvikun or just Telvikun. I never have received Telvimaga. So I don't think I'm going to get this cube because Riken said yesterday that HLJ finally got theirs in, but also he can no longer actually be able to ship it, so yeah, it's just basically stuff from the last few episodes. Or that was a Gotchard, this is ARC. Yeah, and I find the release schedule for the toys to be weird because basically the forms are a month apart, so I'm technically not going to be able to do an ARC opening stream until like September. Here's Ultraman Rising. Didn't hear anything about it until it actually got released, just because, you know, people kind of just dismissed it, so I just did the same thing too. Not like obviously I dismissed it in a way of just like oh, maybe when it gets released. I'm still surprised that the toys are being domestically released here. But here's Gotchard. Wait, this never happened. These forms were never outside unless they were. Okay, so this is the thing from the movie. This is Miracle Gotchard. I think this is definitely the weakest Gotchard form. So I'm glad Daybreak got a better form. Obviously, he's already got Nijigon. So, again, I think I possibly know what this box is. And Boon Violet. Like, his changer is definitely interesting. I kind of wish it was in line with the others. And toy-wise, I wish they didn't skimp out on it as much. Oh, I think this was the
this was the issue where we first got the one. I was gonna say Love 119. That's a Rise song. The 119 Lion Shobosha, whatever it was called. And we got some random dinosaur thing, so we're gonna match up the pieces. Yeah, just El Dragor door. This looks like a Yoseken. I apologize about the framing. Shinkalion, the animation. And just a toy overview. So again, mostly highlighting arc and some finals, to which I think these are all, because I know Nexus Anfons and Ginga Stream were re-released. And then we have fake Belial or imitation Ultraman and Belial. And then we have some Rising stuff. And then again, we got some Boom Boonger, Shinkalion, Transformers, more arc stuff, and then obviously Ryder is very little. And then we have the only Ryder Hero series here. Was it really only 3 figures? Jeez. Back here just has some art on some Transformers, instructions on how to use the arc stuff. We got a maze, and I think this is just an answer sheet and just telling us who's who. Smartphone. I thought that was God Connie. No. It's a Scorpion. The Legend Ride Magnum. That review of Zrikens got released today. Gashapon. Oh, this has set 3. No one put this out. Shokugan movie. Inside Out 2. I don't know what this is, an Ultraman thing. And then Ryder Swing Gashapon set. Sorry, you can't see any of this, and just there's that. So I'll definitely flatten this for sure, just because I am not happy that it's a game like this. So so basically, because of how big this is, I think I know what this is supposed to be, which I'm definitely going to get confused at, because Riken did not bring anything up about this. So I'm definitely going to ask him, or I'm going to have him see this for himself first, and then ask him about it. Oh. No. What is... Oh. Okay, this is still confusing no matter what, but he never told me anything about this either. But I think it's just because of the method we got this. Okay, so this is the Gabber Revolver Memorial Edition. I was going to say this was the Dread Driver. But yeah. That explains it. But apparently people were actually having issues of receiving their Gabber revolvers from Japanese sites, because DHL is actually just DHL is rejecting their orders, I think due to the fact that they're weapons, or like due to the fact of how big scale weapon. I don't know. I think that's good. That's the reason. So like basically, you got this off of Amazon Japan or just any site that's actually hosting this. They will not fulfill your order.
obviously I pre-ordered this off of Took Collectibles, and I only got the revolver. I'm gonna hold back. I have to hold back and wait until I can get the caliber. But at the same time, though, I don't know if I'm gonna wait and see if I can. Just because of the functionality this has, I don't know if I should wait and basically try to secure a set of Judenchis to actually be able to play with this thing, because I'm kind of annoyed that with how much time it has passed, we haven't gotten anything about like confirmation of, oh, here's a Judenchi set, which is kind of annoying because I only have one Judenchi, which is the Televi magazine or the Televikun version of Pleasant, which is great for me because then I can actually play in Yayoi mode. But at the same time, it's like then I can't properly play the other modes, or I can't play like cyan or gray's modes. I can play both violet modes, but I also can't play the other modes because obviously you need the caliber. And that's the thing too. I want the caliber so then I can actually play Yayoi's mode the fullest, just because it's Yayoi. Best girl in Sentai, but yeah, I still have yet to even pre-order the like King Gabri caliber nor the Gabatier revolver. So I don't know if I think this is going to have to go in the back, or this is going to go along with my Dino brace, which is the Dino brace right here. Of just it has to wait until I actually get everything I need to actually play with it, or to actually like showcase it and such. Though again, I think I don't know, because I can technically cover this by itself, but you clearly the thing too is that you clearly need the other Judenchis to like actually enjoy it. That was a Weaver's notification, okay. But like you need the other Judenchis to like actually enjoy this. It's not like Gokaiger where they actually were like, hey, like here are all the reds if you never got them, and for those that want, so then we can force people to buy them again. I'm kind of bothered they're not doing that with the Judenchis, especially with how weirdly obtuse, I don't know the word, but like how weird they were about like the war, or just about the fact they're like, obviously like they always have to say like, oh, we can't guarantee this works with all the Judenchis, but even though it clearly does. But in this case, it's like I felt like in that case it was just like, well, okay, then that must mean we were getting the Judenchi set, to which like I'll be up for it just because I don't have any and such. But they haven't released anything about it, and like it's kind of annoying, which I think it means like, yeah, obviously, yes, I can just go for Judenchi DX or something, but I think the thing about that set is that it's extremely expensive now, especially because of how everyone's going to go after it. And yes, there's the die-cast set too, but technically with that set, you're not supposed to actually use them. But, but like, I don't know what to do, because it's just like, do I have to go back? Do I have to go backtrack and buy up Judenchis just to simply actually be able to play with this thing? Or do I continue the waiting game and wait for them to do memorial editions of those Judenchis? Because I think, as of what we know, they're not there's not really much new sounds for us to look forward to, because I think the rest of the new sounds are coming from the Gravity Revolver and such. Because I think those are four? No. Four new sounds? No, it's three. I think the Gravity Revolver only comes with three Judenchis. And then the King Gary Caliber comes with two. But it's just the one. So then. And then technically, again, from what we know, for some reason, the five main Judenchis for the Couragers are all new pins, too, that were never used in the original Gabba Revolver. So, like, I don't know. Like, do I film the opening for this now and just deal with the fact that I can't do much? Or do I wait, obtain Judenchis, or basically obtain DX, and then film the opening, so then I can actually, like, play with this thing at the fullest? Like, I don't know. And again, the thing is that I don't even have the caliber either. Because I feel like. Because I was thinking, like, yeah, I'm still, like, I wanted to have them both, but, like, I'll probably still make them separate videos just because, I did that with the Zonglass sword. But at the same time, like, especially because it has to fall in line with what I've done with, like, the Gokaiger stuff, where it was just on the camera and it was like 2 items per video, which is why we haven't been able to film the Dino Brace one, because I don't have the faceplate. This one, like, I need to get the caliber, but, like, even then it's like, okay, like, cool, I'll have, like, all five, but at the same time it's like, what am I supposed to do with the rest? Or, like, like, this toy requires me to actually have the original, like, versions of the Judenjis, and I don't have that. So it's like, well, great. Now the track down or DX, I'm not gonna bother getting the special Judenjis, because again, they don't do anything in here anymore. And I'm gonna, at least, I still need to get Kaka Rangers Judenji. So then I'll just use that one as my one singular Super Sentai Judenji. It's like, what am I supposed to do? You're making me now be worried about the fact that I can't play with this thing to the full potential. And now I'm most likely gonna say this again whenever I do actually open this. Like, I don't know. It's like, do I open this now, or do I just wait until I get the caliber? But I guess that means that, yeah, this thing got paid in full with the payment plan, so that's that's nice always. That's right, and didn't have to pay more unless he had to. I don't know. He didn't tell me anything about this, because I was worried that he would have to actually pay for basically the other half of the deposit price for this. But if that's the case, then that means, because we did the same thing with the Genesis driver, that means, I don't know, whenever I actually get that to me, we won't have to worry about having to pay, like, the other half for that. But I just don't know what the deal is with the US releases for the Dread driver nor the Genesis driver and such. And, like, again, technically I shouldn't be worried again with, like, the Genesis driver, because of the fact the video for that thing would have been in September either way, whether or not I got it early. But, like, again, like, I've had people ask me, like, hey, like, when are you getting the Genesis driver? Are you going to get the Genesis driver? And it's like, yeah, I got that thing secured. I genuinely don't know when it's coming. Just because, you know, again, we've been on like this back and forth of like, oh yeah, Team Ryder, like, you know, we're no longer going to get roleplay items within released domestically. We're only going to get figure arts, but then Premium Bandai US comes in and is like, oh hey, if you get this now, then like we're having this up in our site, like, you know, trying to rebuttal like that statement that that one local store already made and such. And it's just, I don't know. Like, maybe I'll have to look at the Premium Bandai US store again just to verify the date and such, which I guess I can do that now, but just like how I have to now look for Judenji DX. Premium Bandai. Because we have to look at the Naruto World tab. And then, yeah, so Dread Driver. See, the orders opened on June 14th. And it says it's in stock. Like, there's nothing about it, like, of when it will actually come in. And it says, like, the delivery month is currently shipping. So, like, alright. So we have a date for the Genesis driver at least. September. It's not bad. I at least, okay, so September, okay. I at least know that with the Genesis driver, but like, Dread Driver I don't think makes sense. Dread Driver just says it's currently shipping. But what does that mean? Advent of Judgment. I can't show the top of this because it has the address, like, partly. Basically, obviously, we're gonna see whether or not anything nope, okay, we're gonna see whether or not anything is saran wrapped. That's not what we're looking for. Because I'm pretty sure this is 50-50. I'm gonna assume no, we did not get it. To which it's looking very likely. So kind of a weird way of them putting this together. Yep. As what we figured. Yeah, this is really weird. So, yep, to our disappointment, as I literally almost dropped that. I'm not surprised. Technically, at this point, then I should have just gotten the sword. Or I should have just shipped out the sword, but, yep.
from the looks of this, we did not get the new generation cube. Oh jeez. This is so weird. I never seen HLJ use individually. But this is Gotchard 6. So this is, I mean, it technically is saran wrap, but not the way that we anticipated it to be. I mean, like, if we want to be hopeful, we can assume that it's like, oh, maybe they just resealed it and such. But it doesn't look like it. We can try to look at it, but this looks really doubtful. Like, if we really are that much in, like, a predicament, then we can be like, I don't know. It doesn't, I genuinely don't think they will be able to manage to cram in this is a lot bigger. Like, I don't think they'll be able to manage to cram the new generation cube in here, but if we don't want to, like, believe ourselves, or if we want to be in denial, we can check, because, again, it's been the last time that, I mean, with HLJ, I managed to get lucky. I got lucky last time with the Z riser, just because obviously that's a small thing they can shove in. This, however, I don't know if they could, but I genuinely just think it's like this because it was with Gingayo. Yeah, we didn't get it. No doubt about it. There was nothing about it. No cube. So, yep. You failed us, HLJ. So, yep, I'm gonna have to go on Macari and find it. I know most people are probably just gonna say, you should have just pre-ordered it off of Collectibles. I didn't want the Chinese version because I didn't want to deal with having a card. But yeah, we got an Arcorizer without the new generation cube. So yep, that was a fail on us, so other than that, I don't know if Drake can, because I was gonna say we can probably try to get it, so then I can ship something else out from by. But I mean, I guess we can look at this Voltron. And such, but yeah. Alright, so this is one I keep forgetting about, because when Zoikin brought this up to me, I was confused. Because this is basically the same. It's basically the same nature as his Neji Ranger set. I didn't even cut that probably, but where this was originally figured out to be a month before. But for the month after. But this is the Super Best Grease Blizzard Knuckle, obviously in subpar condition. I just had to expect that at this point, because you are paying a lot for shipping. But the thing, however, is that we got the Chinese version. So I was expecting to wait the end of next month for Zriken to have to pay for this. But they gave us the Japanese version. So I don't know if we technically still paid the price for the Chinese version or if they made us pay the price for the Japanese version. I know it's only a few dollars more, but it's just like, you know, it's kind of out of convenience. And again, this is the second time they've done this to us because they previously did this to us with... They previously did this to Zriken, at least with the Neji Ranger set. But, I don't know, I guess they had theirs come in like this. But, I mean, I'm kind of glad that I have this here. I wish I was able to do a build stream, but I can't because I still need to get the full Rabbit Tank full bottle and the Genius full bottle. Like, obviously, I have to exclude the stuff I have yet to get for Evolt. But at the same time, like, because even though I did my buy unboxing stream, I think 2 days ago now, I forgot to state the original intention as to why, well, like what my original intentions for that box were to accommodate for Zriken getting Summon Ride. I was going to try to complete my build collection. I was going to try to get like mainly the full Rabbit Tank full bottle and Genius, because I think the super best version of this got released for Genius already, and trying to get Lion and Shobosha just to finally complete the Hokuto or the Toto full bottles, because I still don't have his base 10 forms done, but because I need Spider Cooler too. I think those were that was the other loose set I was gonna get, because I know like stuff like Beetle Camera I'm still gonna just try to find the binder, but I don't know why it's difficult. And I hope now, because the Super Best Evil Driver is released, I can just get myself a loose Evil trigger, or I can get like, you know, Rabbit Dragon. Rabbit Dragon I'd rather get boxed in its original set, but the Evil Trigger, I'm just want to get that thing secure. I want to get that thing loosely secured. Or that's a weird way to phrase it, but like I want to get that thing like new, but like probably just from that set, because I was actually kind of contemplating on whether or not I should just kind of just rebuy that set, because my Evil Driver, my version 20 Evil Driver is incredibly faulty, so in a way I can like compensate for rebuying it. I don't know, it's kind of funny with my build stuff. I can technically have reasons as to why I want to rebuy them, because for example, my original build driver, I think it's the left strap, like that thing ripped, so it's gonna be difficult to like actually try to cover it, because like again, one of the straps are ripped. And I mean, yes, the cheaper option would just be for me to just rebuy that strap, which is what I'm probably gonna, like, I did find a listing for that. And then Zriken's gonna be like, why are you buying this? And it's like, well, it's because the other one's broken. But the Evil Driver, I think, again, I'm contemplating whether or not it's worth rebuying it to have a more functional Evil Driver. And then just find a way to get rid of the version 20 if someone wanted it. But I feel bad for them dealing with a faulty Evil Driver. And I know canonly it's like, well, there are 2 Evil Drivers, but it's like, I don't need 2. The one for me is fine. I just, because again, at least for me, again, I don't like getting sets, but it's like for the sake of like, well, it's at least an easier way of getting the Evil Trigger and the Rabbit Dragon Evil bottles, because I mean, technically, I think Rabbit for me will be the newer one, just because I have the Great Dragon Evil bottle, or whatever that one was called. But yeah, build, I don't know why I'm not sick, but build I genuinely do want to try to finish. For the most part, because again, that means I still need to get the Trans Steam gun too. I still have yet to get that thing because it's been forever. But like other than that, like basically because of the fact that I have like I have the stuff that was like super difficult because the fact that I have Cross Level, Grease Perfect Kingdom, and Prime Rogue already, that's why I'm like, shoot, I really need to get on. And like, with the Grease or Blizzard Knuckle, I wish it was actually Romanized, but I guess because it wasn't back then. But basically, with having this thing, yeah, I have to kind of like pick up my pace and like finish up getting the retail stuff for build because I'm basically build's interesting now where I actually picked up I have all the premium Bandai stuff that I wanted. I think there might be. Is there one more thing? I don't think so because I'm not getting that panel set just to get the Cobra to do blood because it's ridiculous. But yeah, I think I have all of the premium Bandai stuff of build I wanted because again, I already had the Great Cross Dragon already because that thing wasn't that bad and I had the Cross build can already. Again, Cross Level and Grease Perfect Kingdom and Prime Rogue don't count for premium Bandai because they were technically retail. It's just that they were packing items. So again, I'm grateful to Bandai China. I'm grateful for Bandai China for that. So I don't know how I want to handle build because I definitely want to dedicate build to its own stream, but at the same time, like I do have a lot of other Ryder stuff. Because I still need to get the Dead Man's Vice Stamp set. And I don't know when I want to. I don't know. I think at best September I want to try it. But then the issue is that I don't know what to get off of Mandarake because I don't have much to get off of there because it's not reliable to get build stuff off of there. But also like I don't have plans on trying to spend the next 2 months are birthday months. So I like obviously obviously I don't have plans on like trying to like find big things to spend on because I think at least for the beginning of August it's literally just shipping out buy or shipping things out for buy because then like obviously yeah because I hope nothing comes up by then. Well, because then the issue is that, too, according to Zreikin, that he's kind of filled up for the rest of the year. So, which, I mean, that's, like, fine with me, just because of what is in the plans for next year. But, because then, I think after that, then, I just need to try to pick up the 4 premium DX, like, the first 4 releases of the premium DX race buckles. Because, again, Legend Rider buckles, I just have to let them waver. And I think, Revice, for example, I can actually go back and, like, pick up, like, those last 3 Vice Stamps I need. The Kachiki, the movie ticket ones that aren't Condor, so I can go back and get Kachiki, Crocodile, and Hedgehog. Well, I think Crocodile is definitely the easiest just because it is a movie ticket item, but at the same time, I think Kachiki finally is going down in price, and Hedgehog is still, I think, steep, but I don't think it's as bad as the Keybat belt. Because the Keybat belt, for some reason, is still, like, super expensive. Build has always not been too bad, but at the same time it's just like the price it's going for, it's like if you're gonna put it at this price, I want the magazine, but I'm not getting the magazine with it. because you're only just pairing it, you're just only selling it by itself. Like, yeah, cool, it's new, but like for new, I want the magazine too. And then obviously Oja's V buckle and the Desire Driver buckle are just entirely impossible. And it's just annoying. Because the issue is that I kind of really, I mean, it kind of sucks that it's kind of the same case like Saber, where the Legend Rider stuff got like pushed to like the 3rd year, and obviously because they keep pairing up the Legend Rider stuff with the storage items can't be covered until at that point. Other than that, like, I think things are fine, because I think I can say here that obviously we're not doing Gov. I think the only thing I'm kind of interested in for Gov is the action figure line, because it's actually kind of interesting. It's just that from what we know from the leaks, obviously, from the listings, we're only going to get 3 figures. We're only going to get Gav, Punching, or Popping Gummy, and then Valent, and then we're going to get K-King form for Gav. So we're only going to get 3 figures. So if they do, I know people will be upset if they go back and like do Legend Riders, but honestly, I wouldn't mind if they do, because then like for Geats and Gotchard, for example, I would definitely pick them up, because I want figures of them that aren't so that don't have a gimmick tied to them. Like, and yeah, I know that I can do that with Gotchard, but then I think it would just be kind of inconsistent then, because like I don't have one for Geats, because all of like Geats' figure art is heavily tied to a gimmick and such. Like, I wouldn't mind. It. I wouldn't mind if hopefully next quarter they expand upon it and actually give us Legend Riders, because then I can actually have a chance to getting riders that I've previously only have in vinyl form. Because I think for suit wise, I think Gav's suit definitely has grown on me, because like when you don't look at him as a hybrid between a Splash Driver rider and a 01 rider, or like a 01 driver rider, I guess to say at least, I think he does like have his own personality and such. He's definitely interesting as like a title character, because I think for me he's very neutral. Like color wise, like yeah, he does have like the standard like heroic like protagonist look, but color wise, interestingly, he's very neutral. And I guess technically his main color is purple, which again, I'm liking that we are going back to or actually having unique main colors. Because like, you know, like Gotthard is like the first actually blue main rider, I think, since Blade, because for some reason they don't count Gaim, because Gaim's main color is orange, Geats is white, but they want to signify him as red. But I mean, again, I think he's the same situation like Build and Double, where he's just stuck as 2 colors. But honestly, I think if you have to signify one, like, he's white. And then like, because you know, like, honestly, I think, because definitely some colors of writer or like, main protagonist writers have been kind of overused. I think, like, for example, I'm kind of tired of seeing magenta or just pinks, because it's like we've already had these like 3 times. Get over it. So it's really nice. So I hope Gav's main color is, I think they're going to go with purple, which I think is cool, because then he'll be the first main Ryder, main purple Ryder since Hibiki. And I mean, like, we can go with the same monologue with secondary Ryders too. But I mean, again, with secondary Ryders, they've been doing a good job at changing them up. Because, again, like, even though, like, Live, Evil, and Tycoon were green, it's like, we haven't had a green secondary Ryder since Zeranos. Because everyone else has either been red or blue. So again, to have Majade technically being, I think Majade is technically orange, despite being primarily white. Like, it's because again, oh, I mean, in mainline wise, yeah, she's the first secondary orange Rider, because Hatari is from an alternate timeline. But yeah, I think my end goal is to at least, I think for what I need to try to finish up, mainly, I want to try to finish up the retail line for build and try to get the premium DX raised buckles. I don't think, because basically if Tokoloctables is going to do this to me, or do this to us with every Chinese release from now on, I'm pretty sure then that means the premium DX monster raised buckle is going to come to me by the beginning of September, like by like late September as opposed to late October. But basically because I think next week, or no, I think later this week. No, I think it is next week, because I think it is the 29th of when they're actually shipping out the new module for the Laser Rays Riser. So I definitely have to start picking up on getting the other 4 premium DX buckles, because I think I can at least get the other 4, or I can get the like Ninja, Beat, and Zombie off of like Mandarake for cheap, or at least for a decent price. Magnum Boost is the difficult one, especially because the majority of the listings I see, they keep wanting to give me the coin. It's like, no, I don't want the coin. I just need the End Rider Core ID. I just need 1 End Rider Core ID. I don't need 3. I just need 1. But again, also thing to Pulsion Rage. Hopefully, not me. Hopefully Zerkin gets. Why was I almost gonna refer to myself? That's sad, but hopefully Zerkin gets. Hopefully, Tokolek will send him an invoice by next week. So then, hopefully, then it comes in the following week. So then I don't have to. So that I'm actually given time to put it out on time, as opposed to having to deal with, oh, whoops, video's delayed because I didn't get to have it on time. Because I was trying to talk about this with Zerkin, but I think it was more just like, I mean, even though I tried to tell him, like, yeah, I understand that we are dealing with a lot of outside factors, it basically kind of resulted in, like, yeah, your scheduling is very strict. And I felt like, it seems like he thought, like, I was trying to, like, even though I clearly wasn't, I think he thought that I was putting it on him. But even though I was, like, clearly expressing, like, we're dealing with these outside factors, and I just want to have things set for this and such. So, like, this is not on you. This is just on outside factors. But then just for him to say that to me, it's just like, gosh. Alright. So, from shaking this, I'm pretty sure one of the things is not in here, but it does seem large. But I just find it weird they keep that they still use Revice tape. This is like one of the only Revice tapes they like still continuously use, alongside the Gokaiger one. Because generally, I just feel I'm just like, you guys are. I know it's like, I mean, I'm not saying to phase them out, but it's kind of weird that sometimes it's like, oh, is this themed? And then like sometimes it isn't. What the heck? What the heck is this? I know what it is, but I mean, like, why is it like? Oh, never mind. I can see it. Yeah. So it is indeed just these two. So, which obviously doesn't look that bad, but at the same time, it's kind of concerning because obviously we still need to receive our candy toy set one of art cubes, but I haven't gotten those. So here is Explosion Rage. So this actually did get released in a timely manner, which is pretty good on what the heck? Which is good on Collectibles. That is green. I think it's unfortunate for sure that it's this set. It's Geats. They decide to steep low because now it's with Common Rider. They're just packing these in DVD cases because I have Five and Evil was a Blu-ray case. Because I never put away my Revice boxes still. Shame on me, but like, why is it with this one they steep low? I don't get it. That's so unfortunate, but again, this one's funny because the box is literally this, because of the size of the box, the DVD has to accommodate for it. But I mean, I at least have the CD and such, which obviously is nice and such. Obviously, the Dread Driver is fine here for Zarkin. I think the plan was that that the two of us talked about was that I originally was thinking that he was going to cover it this weekend, the day before his birthday, but because he said that he has to do something, he's going to do it next week, which is technically fine. But I mean, he can at least cover that now. And I'm just going to have to assume this. I don't know if this is the US release. I don't think it is a US release at all. Because there would have been the sticker. But now we just have to wait for the Genesis driver next month. But I think oh no, Fusion Sword's down here. I just wanted to compare the boxes. Okay, yeah, they're different. They're different box sizes because Fusion Sword's Potion Rage is flatter, and Fusion Sword's slightly shorter. And yeah, shorter in height and length though, so that's interesting. But I like that it's basically the same size. So again, I'm happy this is finally here. Typically I would do a live stream immediately, but because I actually had some other plans with the live stream, but this is where I can prolong those prolong that half. So I'm gonna have to wait until the end of the week to basically reveal that. But obviously at this point you've probably already seen it, so hopefully that looks right. So, you know, it's been a while since we've actually take my sleeps out. You know, it's been a while since we've had one of these. Actually, it's been since this, which was earlier. This was a few weeks ago. This thing, the person managed to shove this entire box in the mailbox, which was honestly impressive, but it also kind of shows. But yeah, this was something that was supposed to allegedly be here for us since last month, but then, you know, Ryder only got a invoice about it a few days ago, and they just gave us the whole box. Okay, that is actually surprising. I think it's because it's the actual full set. But yeah, because this was a July release. This set got released at the beginning of the month. This is Shokugan Arc Cube 01. And it's a set of 10, so alright. This is not worth the price. But I felt like it was the most easier option. Unless, because there's only 8. I think there's only 8 cubes, which means, first of all, it's reversed. Alright, so we have, obviously, we have the Shokugan version of Arc, and to which we have 2 of. We have King, Leo, 2 of Leo. We have Astra, and then we have Mebius, Burning Brave, G Royal Mega Master, G Galaxy Rising, Zet Delta Rise Claw, and Glitter Trigger Eternity. So, have they? The last candy toy stuff I've gotten from Tokollectibles was Sentai Gears. Yeah. Or was it Avatar Gears? But because typically they would just give you what is required and such. They would. I think it's just because they don't want to deal with extras anymore. That's what I'm gonna assume. So. But yeah, I have an extra Leo and Astra. No, I have an extra Arc and Leo. So that's fun to deal with. Yeah, I mean, I can't say I was supposed to get this earlier in the month or last month because again, they never sent Drake an invoice until a few days ago. Because it was just weird because, like, again, like, Long's Toys got his a week after release and such. And, like, just to reassure that, I asked him on his previous unboxing stream, and he said, yeah, I did get it a week after release. You should probably contact them. I never did. Just because I was like, I think they'll get around to it, but you know, it's finally here. And if I actually had the others, yeah, obviously I would have done the next stream, but we're gonna have to wait next month. So it's been a few hours already, but earlier today, Draken did a Angel J unboxing. To which this time I will actually show off the stuff, but jeez. My stuff was pretty obvious because it's the rest of the Arc stuff that was basically what I was supposed to ship out with my Arcerizer. Excuse me. So, this one and the Souls Armor cube were already released at the end of July. But obviously to cut down on shipping, I only shipped out the Archerizer itself. But then we have the Souls Armor cube, which like Draken was like kind of telling me how surprised he was to see how small these boxes were and just to see how big the cubes were, even though they were kind of, well, the cubes were kind of things I already kind of told him about. Of just, yeah, just expect them to be like the Geo cubes. But I guess he forgot that. In the box, I mean, I didn't mind the conversation, but I thought it was just kind of weird. I just like him saying like, can you imagine like how they would have packed the like singular like Blazar stones and such if it was just like, just see how tiny those are. But then it's like, yeah, that's called the candy toy line. I didn't mind it. I actually did film a segment, but I'm actually not going to put it out just because it's not a good taste, and I was just, I mean, I'm actually in a worse state right now. But the portion I originally filmed was just, I guess, kind of it was more under stress to kind of put it, just because it was when I was filming when I was going to start filming like the B-roll. That's what it's called, not beef film. The B-roll for the written review for the Cosmic Cosme version. So I was kind of like, I have to hurry, like, because I have all of these things I need to do and such. But like, you know, I have that done now, and it's out there. I'm exporting the next 3 videos right now, because thank gosh, Media Encoder allows you to do that. So this one will definitely fall after. Actually, I need to film another video, but this one's definitely probably gonna fall after because that one was actually done. The other one I had to do from scratch, but like obviously with these monthly unboxings, they're already together and such. But I would have had one more thing, which would have been the Kamen action figure Gav punching gummy figure, just because I thought that was interesting, but Draken forgot to pre-order it when I told him to pre-order it when the day of the Gav stuff came out, like, or the pre-orders were available. I immediately told him like, hey, if you can, like, can you like pre-order this? And he's like, okay, yeah, sure do. Then like, I think a few days after, because he was saying like, oh yeah, there's like other things I need to pre-order, so like I'll make sure to pre-order that figure too. And I think it was either him bringing it up to me or me bringing it up to him, because I already saw that like the pre-orders already ended and such. And then I think he came up to me. I was like, hey, I forgot to pre-order that figure. And I was just like, whatever. Because it's like, yeah, I mean, admittedly, the price is kind of steep for what it's asking for, especially for it just being a cheaper version of the figure art. And the only thing it has up against the figure art is that it actually comes with the weapon. Because I don't know why they're going back into this nature of like, yep, we're not going to pack the weapons anymore with the figures, because I thought that's why I thought Geats and Gotchard were actually decent. But, yeah, so I'm gonna wait because like I think when the toys actually got released, like he saw that the listing for that figure came out. I was like, hey, like, do you want me to get the figure? And I'm just like, no, just we'll wait. Because if I actually did get that figure, that I probably would have put that, probably would have done a review and put that up on Wednesday on the 11th. But I never got it. And again, just because this HLJ box took 2 weeks to come here for some reason, but I just assume that's just because that's how EMS works now. Because Dragon only picked EMS just because it was $40 cheaper than DHL. Because he needed to ship out the buy box. Because he was like 10 days overdue or so. Probably, I think at max 14. I think 2 weeks overdue for per an item. So yeah, obviously that's not good. So um I do always have the October stuff for Arc secured. So that's good. But again, because of the nature of the schedule, the video release schedule, um let me swallow this first. But something came up in my throat. Yeah, this unintentionally is coming out after the spectacular, even though it should be before. But well, I mean, I think we should have I think we do have the leniency of putting this out before, but at the same time, I do say like, oh, I laugh at the fact that like the unboxing spectacular is going to be released first before the monthly unboxing. I only said that because at the time I was not sure of when this was going to come in, especially because I wanted to do this month's stream on Arc because I don't want to wait next month by the time that the Arc Galaxy stuff comes in because it's like, okay, like we literally just because it's just like, okay, like we literally just finally got this first batch and like now the second quarter stuff. Like the whole point of this first stream is just to cover the first quarter stuff. So like, basically because the first quarter, I think Arc is like the smallest first quarter we've gotten in terms of roleplay items. Because at least with Blazar, it got up to like Blazar, there was at least like a plentiful amount like stuff. Because like even like comparing it to Trigger, um, yeah, Trigger we already had like 5 like hyper DX hyper keys, and then like I mean a Gashpon and Candy toy set, yeah, just one. But like I guess like in terms of like just DX cubes, like Arc cubes, it's really weird they're not exploiting it retaily. Because like we didn't even get an annual Ultraman store exclusive. Like I'm surprised Zero doesn't have a like 015th cube and such, because I feel like that would have been the perfect opportunity. And just so then I mean, it's technically good on me, so then I don't have to track down another like exclusive item besides the Gashapon, the apparel, the campaign, and then the Ultraman store exclusive. So like yes, it does knock down one. But I mean like what this is I mean I mean this time when I actually am trying to get the campaign item on time. Yeah, of course I got like duped out of that. But other than that, like I think I hope that people understand that like yeah, I kind of want to I'm going to have to proceed with doing the stream unless I immediately change it to building the Fairy Standard Giant Orange Arms, because I think Zeragan finally like confirmed with me of just like, yeah, you can probably do it by yourself, because he was very back and forth on whether or not we should do it together or if we should just um, do it by like we should just build the figure standards that we have ourselves and such. Because I was like, I didn't mind of us doing it together, but it was him that was kind of apprehensive about it. But other than that, I think the Arc Galaxy stuff is the last DX stuff, retail DX stuff, because I still have yet to pre-order any of the premium sets, just because Dryken's been so backed up with his stuff that I had to like that I couldn't get. I haven't been able to get any of the stuff, any of my pre-orders, but I'll try not to make this on 20 minutes. I'm probably just gonna also delete the footage just cause I forgot. Like if I didn't already, I should have injected footage of the box because what I was going to say before I got interrupted. I didn't even know I didn't know the box got here until like I finished filming the ending for the written review because I had to put Summoner Red back with the other boxes and such. And then I just saw the HLJ box in front of me because I didn't turn on the lights when I initially walked into the office. But then I think I did. I did this time when I put it back. And then I just saw the box there. And then I looked through the invoice and like yeah, I looked through it and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll just let Draken cover this on his stream and such because I think I said originally I did want this HLJ box to be the last part, which is why this one took forever. But alas, I mean, I always do this in compensation. But because most of the other times when Draken did an HLJ unboxing, I just kind of let him cover it. And then that's basically just like, oh yeah, that's the cover. Like, that's how you know that I got X item, even though, I mean, most of that was Blazar stuff. It was basically during Blazar, which is why you didn't really, I guess to explain, that's why you didn't really see me receiving Blazar stuff on this channel. Unless we did it together? No. I don't remember what stuff. I'm trying to recall what stuff of Blazar you guys have seen me actually cover in the monthly unboxings because I think it was literally only that Hobby Search or Hobby Japan. No, I think it's just Hobby Search. The Hobby Search unboxing where I initially got the Blazar bracelet sets 1 and 2 because I was hoping that I was going to be able to get the campaign item, but I don't think Hobby Search was doing it. Sets 3 and 4, I don't remember if I got 3, 4, and 5 at the same time. Because I felt like it was broken up. Well, or I think of 3, 4, 5, and 6 I think came out in the span of 3 months. I feel like, no. Obviously 7 came out with the Fedora and stuff. So that stuff I don't think you guys saw that. I don't remember if you guys saw us receive sets 3 to 6 here. Because I don't know. I'm gonna have to actually look back on Zarkin's streams. But I know for sure you guys didn't see the new generation stuff. But obviously, if it was premium or if it wasn't Bandai Japan, then yeah, obviously that's been covered. But yeah, I think only Blazar was the exception. But other than that, that'll have to do with this monthly unboxing. I think like what if I remember what I said in the last recording I did that I'm not gonna put up. I apologize for this one being the not as exciting or just being very bare minimum as opposed to what we have done previously. But like I guess if you want more exciting unboxings or more full hauls, then go watch Zyken's channel. Apparently, when you link streams up here, they don't show up. So I just have to say, just go to his channel if you actually want to see like some plentiful hauls. It's just that you won't get an actual unboxing experience despite being called an unboxing. Cause what? Like I think this entry is just pre-orders, I think. We didn't do any this entry didn't have any like just I guess the standard like unboxings are just like, oh, here's like a random haul. Such everything was already like premeditated basically. So yeah, obviously I apologize for that. I don't know if I can make that up by the end of the year because I do have plans on what to get, but I just have to get Zyken. Oh, Zyken. I already told Zyken, but like the both of us had to be like full on about it, not like one or the other kind of thing. And this also goes along with the unboxing spectaculars. I think for sure there is going to be another one just because, again, if you haven't seen that one, my Gashapon Art Cube set did not come complete despite saying it was going to come complete. So, that's not, that wasn't fun. So, I generally don't know what I'm going to have to fill in that one, for myself. I think for Zyken it's going to be pretty easy, but yeah, this is still going to be as long as the last recording, but I'm going to make sure I don't hit 21 minutes. Again, I can keep saying sorry, but it's not going to mean anything. Because I genuinely feel bad that like, this entry doesn't feel, it's just a lot of nothingness, especially because two of these portions are just me ranting about like a random topic and such. And I felt like most people are gonna feel like, oh, you've only did that just so then you can like hit the 2 hour threshold and such. Yeah, that to do with this unboxing. This is Ryder. I love you people. Bye.